Is Assetto Corsa Competizione is the best sim out there? Almost, and in this video I will explain you why. But before I start, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, Assetto Corsa Competizione. I will call it ACC because it's much shorter. ACC is a simulator that his speciality is GT4 and GT3 cars. That means that we have only GT4 and GT3 cars, 11 GT4 cars and 13 GT3 cars. But because that ACC has a really good relationship with the manufacturers, every single car in this simulator feels different and act different, and it's feel amazing. And when you're switching a car, you really need to get used to a new one. And what about trucks? In ACC we have only 15 trucks. That means that we don't have too much trucks to drive on. But every truck is in a very high quality. All of this means that ACC give you quality and not quantity. So we understand that ACC don't have much trucks and cars to suggest. But what about graphics? Graphics. ACC has the best graphics in the industry by far. And I won't talk about it too much, just watch it during the video. Look on the details and notice, because what you see now, it doesn't even close to the max settings. Okay, here we come to the most important one, in my opinion, physics and force feedback. Do you remember what I've said? ACC gives you quality and not quantity. The developers did an amazing job to simulate GT cars. Actually, it maybe has the best physics for this category. And I must confess, I've never driven a GT car, but it feels very realistic. Like if I would drive one, this is how it's supposed to be. If you are searching for someone who did drive GT car, you can watch David Perel. I really recommend this channel. He is a real GT driver and he says that ACC acts very close to the real world. If you want, you can find the link for his channel below. Let's continue with the force feedback. The force feedback in ACC is not good enough. There are some situations that you are not feeling enough information about the car through the wheel. If I compare it to R Factor 2, in ACC you don't feeling things that in R Factor you are. By the way, in my opinion, I think that R Factor has the best physics from all the simulators when you talk about the general and not about the specific category of GT cars. Because, as I said, ACC has the best physics of GT cars, but not the force feedback. So after we talked about the most important thing for me, let's talk about the most important thing for a lot of players, multiplayer. The multiplayer works well. The servers can hold big races without any problem. But still, ACC has a big problem with multiplayer. In ACC we have only 2 modes in multiplayer. Search for a server from the list or wait for a competition race. Let's start with the first option. Yes, ACC has a rating system that rates the drivers for more competitive and clean races. But to find a race in the server list that actually fits your skills and has enough players for a good race, it's very rare. And what about the competition races? In this mode, the rating system works pretty well. But in this mode, ACC has only one kind of races, only 1 hour race. And they offer only 5 races per day. In my opinion, it's not enough. And if you are missing a race, you should wait at least 2 hours for the next one. When I looked for a good multiplayer experience in ACC, I have needed to search external leaks for it. And again, if I compare it to iRacing, that has the best multiplayer system, in ACC I would happy to see official leaks in the game itself, and a lot of types of races like team racing, endurance, only GT4 races, etc, etc. So when I talk about multiplayer experience, ACC disappoints me. Okay, let's sum things up. ACC is one of the most successful simulators today, and it has a lot of things to suggest. It has the best physics of GT cars, amazing graphics, very high quality cars and tracks, but it has some weaknesses compared to the other sims. The force feedback is not good enough, the number of cars and tracks isn't high, and the multiplayer experience is not wide. So if you really like GT cars or just have extra money to buy it because it doesn't cost too much, yes, I really recommend you to buy ACC. I enjoy it and you will enjoy it too. But if you are looking for something realistic that has way more cars and trucks in different categories, go for R Factor 2. It's an amazing simulator too. And if you have a lot of money, but a lot of money to spend, and you really love multiplayer races, when physics is still good, iRacing it's your one. So ACC is almost the best sim today, it depends on your preference. ACC should improve during the time, but for now, even that is maybe not the best, I really recommend it. If you liked this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.